human history, across cultures, countries, and eras, masks have been used to become someone or something else. They cover your face, disguising your identity or plastering on a new one. In ancient Greece, actors wore masks to portray archetypes such as the fool, the tyrant, or the wife. This is where we get the iconic tragedy and comedy masks. In some ancient Indian theater forms, masks were used to conceal the actors' faces in order to portray a consistent emotion that correlated with the theme or mood of the performance, or to portray a specific character. Hundreds of years later, in the 12th century, Mesoamerican peoples used masks and costumes in their ceremonies, which were full of entertainment, sacrifice, storytelling, and a cultural Mesoamerican ballgame. Evidently, drama, spectacle, and visual interest have always been important to humans. But what if we fast forward? The rituals and ceremonies that ancient drama was born from are still in practice today in indigenous cultures. Masks give visual interest to a performance, drawing in the human eye and spirit. Africa especially has many rich cultures that use masks in their ceremonies and rituals, which can even be classified as dramatic spectacle. Other modern indigenous cultures, like the people of Oceania and Canada, also use masks for community-driven artistic and spiritual purposes. Religion and ritual has always been a driving force in the creation of art. In order to honor deities, people make idols, temples, offerings, and depictions of the divine. Elaborate rituals form to honor and ask things of such divinity. People then adorn themselves to represent the divinity in order to have their favor please them, or in some cases to respect a member of the community. One of the earliest examples we have of people decorating themselves is in the cave painting The Running Horned Woman, which depicts a woman with raffia costuming and patterns painted all over her body. Masks probably then evolved out of these ancient adornments and became a staple in religious ceremonies. The mask transforms the face to represent a spirit, ancestor, deity, or to tell a story. The Umblo portrait and female pool masks of the Bali and Chokwe people, respectively, are perfect examples of such. They both portray ancestors or respected members of society. The Umblo portrait mask, which embodies the core ball sculptural style, having a lattice of horns extending beyond the face and elongated blocky features, is made in the likeness of a respected member of society and is used in a ceremony to honor them. As well as being a ceremony, the Umblo is an entertaining song and dance performance for the community. The Umblo is performed through increasingly complex dances. Comparably, the female po is used in a ceremony to honor ancestors. Both masks are made of wood as well as additional pigments, but the po mask has more ornamentations with metals, fibers, etc. The features of the masks are similarly carved, with blocked features that represent beauty and ideal traits like wisdom, but the po mask has larger, more organic features than the understated geometric forms of the Umblo mask. While both portray the community's beauty standards, they have differing features. Specifically, the mouths are noticeably different, with the Umblo mask having small pursed lips and the po mask having larger lips. But, similarly, both masks have heavily lidded eyes that exude archetypal feminine beauty. These masks both transform the wearer into another person, but there are other masks that use the art form to tell a story. For example, the transformation mask of the Kwakiutl people of northwestern Canada, which is worn during a ceremony called a potlatch for displaying status, incorporates the culture's mythology, giving the wearer the appearance of an epic hero. However, the mask itself tells a story rather than just portraying the protagonist. Many myths tell of animals transforming into humans and vice versa, and the kinetic mask portrays that with a bird's face that opens to reveal another mask of a human face. This mask portrays the epic hero, hence the anthropomorphic mask underneath the zoomorphic outer layer, telling the story of animal changing into man. Like the po mask, the transformation mask is made of fibers, wood, and pigment. Also, both masks honor ancestors. The transformation mask is about epic heroes of a community, and the pole mask represents closer ancestors. Additionally, it includes zoomorphic imagery like the Umblo mask. The Umblo has animal-like horns, and the transformation mask has its bird beak outer layer. Similar to the transformation mask is the Aka elephant mask. It includes the representation of an animal, the elephant, as well as tells a story through its wear. Baba Malik's stories tell of how the chief is granted the power to turn into an animal, like an elephant, as the mask portrays, in order to rule the tribe with strength. The mask is worn at royal festivals and ceremonies and is only to be performed by men's societies linked with the tribe's royalty, thus displaying status like the potlatch in which the transformation mask is worn. Furthermore, both masks display similar patterns. The Aka mask is beaded with color block patterns that include diamonds, triangles, and circles. Painted on the inside and in the outside of the beak and the face inside the transformation mask are patterns, which also include strong lines and blocked colors. Both include grasses and wood, which are found through both areas, though geographically different. While the transformation mask's design is painted, the Aka elephants is beaded, displaying intricacy, and both pieces lend themselves to wealth due to their correlating ceremonies. Interestingly, though the Aka elephant mask is laboriously adorned, the real signifier of power is the animal symbolism, though the intricate handiwork does lend itself to status. Consequently, a common theme among masks is their use in ceremonies celebrating transformation. Funerals and graduation into adulthood often call for ceremonies due to their spiritual significance. Masks transform one's face and are often paired with costumes transforming the body as well, which explains why they're often used in such rituals. In West Africa, the San Society of Mendes people initiate young women into adulthood with a ceremony that includes a dance performed by women, which is rare. All of these masks discussed are to be performed by men. The wooden bundu mask is paired with a black raffia gown, raffia being used by humans for thousands of years, that transforms the wearer into a water spirit called the Sowo. The spirit is the epitome of feminine beauty, and the mask is carved to emulate virtues such as modesty and composed demeanor, as well as the superiority of the being. The eyes are downcast and heavily lidded, concealing the wearer's identity, as well as representing the high status of being. She is too good to look others in the eye, and the expression they give is calm and composed. Her mouth is small and closed because she does not gossip or speak spitefully, causing no harm to others, and her prominent brow represents her success and confidence. The fat rings around her neck are culturally significant, as they represent beauty and love from the divine, but they might also represent the concentric rings of water, as the Sowo is a water spirit. By wearing this mask, one is transformed into a symbol of exalted beauty, and such a creature is then initiating a girl into her womanhood, manifesting these virtues for her. Contrasting the bundu mask is the book mask from the Torres Strait. As opposed to the bundu being worn exclusively by women, the book mask is worn by senior men of the community. This makes it similar to the pole mask being worn by men and used to honor ancestors in performance. They're also similar in their facial representations. Both have exaggerated, stylized features. However, the po is sculpted while the book is simply painted on. Additionally, it is used to convey epic mythological heroes for the reenactment of such tales, or it portrays a revered, celebrated ancestor like the po and Umblo masks do. It is used in funerary rituals, celebrating the completion of life and not the start of it, as the bundu does, as well as in rites to ensure bountiful harvest. On top, there's a representation of a frigate bird made of turtle shell and cassowary feathers, perhaps a spiritual guide or totem. The frigate connects this mask with the transformation mask, along with the representation of a mythological hero. The book mask is unique in this group of artworks, due to its use of the turtle shell, an animal found in the tropical area. This also reflects the presence of animals in many mythologies, and relates it to the Aka elephant mask, as both have an animal imagery, the turtle shell as well as the frigate bird. All of these masks use natural, local material due to the nature of the tribes, but the book mask is unique because of its use of animal parts. Like most of the others, this mask is handcrafted and unique each time. Many masks encompass multiple ideas in one, with complex meanings and various uses across different cultural ceremonies. This applies to the Malagan masks and their numerous iterations. Molagan is a complex word describing the philosophical and spiritual ideas of the clans living in the New Island province of Papua New Guinea. It applies mainly to the beliefs surrounding funeral rites and rituals, but also clan identity and land ownership and rights. Molagan artworks are usually meant to be used for a limited time and then destroyed when their purpose is served. The uses and meanings are almost endless, able to be changed to serve in different ways. The mask can represent spirits, like the Bundu mask, ancestors like the Po, or act as a jest, a spiritual double, like the Imblo. The masks are specifically focused on funerary ceremonies and the community's reverence. Like the Imblo and Po masks, as well as others, Molagan masks are used in ceremonies honoring ancestors. However, they are funerary ceremonies, like the book. These are increasingly expensive affairs, so some ceremonies will take place months after the deceased has passed, and sometimes they celebrate multiple people at the same time. This example of a Molagan mask is made with wood, pigment, and fiber, which are common materials used. It is also adorned with shells, which signify its location as an island. The turtle shell of the book mask also does this. Seashells and turtles are both found in tropical or seaside environments, so they can tell us where the piece comes from. This is also true for other materials, such as grasses and fibers used in the African masks, which denote specific regions where the plants grow. Intriguingly, the concept of ownership over Molagan art pieces is like copyright. Once a Molagan object is sold, it belongs solely to that person, and others may not use the design. This leads to an abundance of Molagan designs, as well as connects to the idea of impermanence with the practice of destroying pieces after use. It also creates a feeling of exclusivity that links it to the Aka elephant mask and the transformation mask, as they are performed by exclusive members of society. The oldest of these pieces, the Olmec jade mask of the Mesoamerican Olmec people, is theorized to have changed the wearer's identity by being worn around the neck like a pendant. It does not seem to be made to go over the face. No holes are present in the features, such as the eyes or mouth, and the backside is only shallowly carved. When compared to other Olmec artifacts, which have holes in the eyes and carved space on the inside, it is clear that this is not meant to be worn. The material, jadeite, an extraordinarily hard stone, may explain why this piece is not carved to be functional because of the labor required to hollow the space. Alternatively, it could have been a decorative sculpture meant to hang on the wall. The truth is, due to its age, not much is known about the function or context of the piece. This compares to Molagan masks. Molagan have many concrete uses, while the Olmec has many theorized uses. Like the Bundu mask, it may have represented the supernatural, specifically the maize god. This can be inferred by the uniquely protruding lip and wide, thin eyes often associated with Olmec depictions of the supernatural. Its luxurious materials indicates it could have been used by nobility, like the Aka elephant mask worn by the associates of Bamalik royalty. Visually, its blocky features are similar to that of the Po mask. The thin eyes and rectangular lip shape relates the two. However, its use of a single material sets it apart from the rest of the masks discussed here, as they are made of multiple materials instead. Despite their geographic distance, these masks have undoubtedly similar aspects, just as many worldwide religions have developed similarly, which is fitting since these masks are used in performance of such beliefs. Each mask is reflective of its own unique cultural background and correlating ceremonies and ideas. These beautiful masks tell a lot about customs pertaining to their cultures, and so by comparing them, we learn about ideas permeating worldwide civilizations. That's the end. I'm done. Okay.